Day 17. Okay, so it's not nearly as cold as we thought it was. We were supposed to wake up and it was supposed to be in like the high 30s at best. But it's not a bad morning. A little chilly, but we get to wake up to stuff like this, man. And I got a hot spring right down there. We're all going to take a little dip in that hot spring right there. Just, we're getting wet right over here anyway, so might as well get warm wet first and then go get cold wet. Yeah, why not, So, like I said, we got 26 miles to get out of this. That seems pretty doable by tomorrow afternoon with the pace we've been setting. And the rivers should keep getting easier because there's less stuff dumping into them. And in another, I don't know how many miles, we come across a fork, so we'll get considerably less water. So it should make it easier and easier. I'm going to stay in this canyon until I'm pretty much forced out of it. It's gorgeous in here, man. I got no reason, other than the cold water, and that wouldn't be so bad if there was some sunlight. It's overcast today, so, hey, there's that. But it's not windy yet, so, hey, there's a plus. So, we'll mosey down the river, and hopefully everything works out, man. It always does, doesn't it? All right, Day 17 is a go. So while those guys are making breakfast and all that up there, I'm trying to find a place to deuce, which is normally pretty easy in this environment. But I got all these springs that we didn't even know about popping outside of this hill. You can't deuce anywhere near a spring. That's just rude, right? But this is the fourth little spring I've crossed. I'm like, how far am I going to have to go to run out of springs? So it is a little chilly this morning. I am electing to get another set of my socks wet, my good alpaca ones. So I'm wearing 2 sets of socks, my gaiters. I'm just trying to keep the rocks out of my shoes. Turns out Hoka, see, here's another spring. So can't deuce anywhere near here. Yikes. But anyway, Hoka, in all of their infinite wisdom, put pockets inside of the shoes, mesh pockets that serve no purpose but to hold rocks. So I'm wearing my self-raw. I'm not stopping often enough to take off my boots. Another spring. So I'm going to try to jam my feet full of socks and all sorts of stuff, and hopefully there's less room for rocks, right? Makes sense. All right, on to the most important part. Let's find somewhere to cat hole. After one last dip in the pool to get our feet warm, we're off. Because right around this corner, we plunge into the river right there. So, first river crossing incoming. Let's see how cold this is. I'm wearing a puffy and I got my cold gloves on. But it's not too terribly cold just because the wind isn't blowing. We'll see how that changes. Because, big rock faces like these redirect the wind right at us. It's going to be an interesting day. 26 miles. We got this. So, the water is painfully cold today. So far, our 4 river crossings, we haven't gone past our knees, luckily. But right when your feet kind of warm up and stop hurting a little bit, you're back in the river. Here's river crossing number, 5-ish. Type 2 fun! Okay, still not horrible. Haven't gone in much past the knees. They just gave us a good section of a 1/4 mile without a river crossing, so I was able to warm my feet up a bit. I believe what is called a Mexican blackhawk just flew overhead. Big black bird with a white ring on its tail. I heard they were quite rare. Man, the beauty's worth the pain, man. It is. So we're about a dozen crossings in. Yet to get my balls wet. That's great. The pale sun has come out, but does little to warm my flesh. No charge my batteries. But so far the river's been very forgiving, other than it being so cold. But I've hit a point of so cold that I keep feeling like waves of heat going through my legs and almost to my feet. I don't know if that's my body tricking me into thinking I'm warm, but it's not as painful as it was, so I'll call it good. Man, I wish the sun would come out. We got a little bit of a rager here, but luckily there's a down tree. But it's got a lot of debris on it he's trying to get over right now. Look at all that. Oh, hey, sunshine. Do your job. Oh, okay. Jandals has been leading the way. He's the tallest of us, so we see if he goes in and his thighs get wet, our balls get wet, so we find another way. So far, he picks really good paths. Okay. Baywatch has some incredible legs, doesn't he? No homo, but those are some legs. On the trail, and I'm pretty sure that's some sort of pictoglyph. I don't know, maybe modern man did it. Maybe not. It looks ancient to me. I'm going with it. But kind of a random spot. We were musing that maybe this is the first ever trail marker. You know, told the natives when they came through here, you know, there was something up ahead or that you're headed the right way. Because it's nice to know that you're headed the right way every once in a while. Or maybe somebody else did it recently and just used similar colors to the last one, and I'm totally falling for it. So we're a good 20 river crossings in so far, and you know, it's barely gone beyond the knees, so that is wonderful. If I could spend the rest of the day like that, I'd be pretty happy. Oh man, you know, your feet are gonna be cold and wet. You just, you know, that's something you deal with. But nothing else has to be cold and wet. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to. That's my goal for the day, but you know, we'll see how it goes. So we get the huge log crossing. Not look too terribly difficult. Famous last words, right? Oh no, look at how wide this thing is. And flat. Nice. I'm not even getting vertigo on this. Oh, a little bit right here, but not bad. We're good. We're good. Yay. We're a good 5-ish miles in so far. Still doing well. All of our feet hurt pretty bad, but you know, we're just dealing with it. It could be way worse. And still, like I keep saying, man, the beauty of this far outweighs the pain my feet are in. It's not that bad, but it's kind of bad. But we're getting really close to where there's a fork in the river, and then it should be even more shallow. I'm not sure how much more, but you know, anything will do. Still, haven't got my balls wet. Well, I slipped in. I didn't go too deep, but definitely past my boys. Got my puffy wet a little bit, but this is just my under puffy, so no big deal. But yeah, it's a little slippery, and there's a hole, and I just kind of slid down into it, and you know, at least I didn't fall in. But I'm a little bit colder now. My voice is just a little bit more high-pitched. So we lose Baywatch. He's taking the high route. He brought less food than us, so he needs to make more miles to get to Pie Town. Jandals and I are just going to keep heading up the river. It didn't get any less deep or fast at the last fork, because the last fork wasn't much, but there was kind of a hot springs coming out. It wasn't, you know, anything deep enough to sit in, but it was enough to soak our feet in for a minute, you know, get the blood flowing again. So we still have 20 more miles of river. If we need to, we can jump off in another 6, you know, if things got rough or anything. So, you know, we have bailout points. No big stresses there. Sun has not peaked out at all, man. Stupid sun. The clouds look like they're getting thicker, if anything. But still, it's glorious down here, man. Random spot where there's just bones everywhere. We got a nice little skull. We got a little murder scene over here where there's just bones strewn out all over the place. Don't know what it was. You know, you'd like to assume cow, but what the hell are cows doing down here? Another pile of bones over here. Oh, that's bottom jaw. Oh, cow or horse. Alright, so Jandals and I are making our way on. We're both freezing pretty good, but, you know, nothing we can't tolerate at this point. And you know, worst gets to worst, we just kick back, build a fire somewhere. We're trying to make another 13 miles today, and then we'd only have 6 the next day to get to Snow Lake. At Snow Lake, we might meet Mike, the guy who owns Doc Campbell's. He's taking his kids out turkey hunting, so there might be turkey to eat when we get there. That would be nice. The further we make it in, the less the trail's defined. Every bailout point from there on in, the trail is less defined. There's less and less people on it. It's getting really narrow in here. Look at this. Which means that the river itself is getting narrow and deep fast. The beauty still outweighs the pain, but there is a lot of pain, man. Oh, this is gorgeous. Well, hell, getting around this isn't going to be fun. I think we need to backtrack and try to find a high route or something. We're not going up this. Alright, so we went across the shallows there, up backside of this rock to avoid this stuff. Because, yeah, that's not passable. But maybe the river will be a lot more mellow after, you know, because it has all this kinetic energy on the right side. So hopefully upstream it's a little more mellow. That's our hope. There's been a lot of cool caves. You know, just rock slides, but they make cool caves. We haven't seen the trail in a while, so we're just kind of walking where it seems logical. Not many people pass this way. But river has not been bad. It's been like knee deep for the past 10, 15 crossings. Or probably like 45 or 50 crossings for the day. It's been pretty extreme. But oh, so worth it. So we felt our energy levels getting really low and we were going slower and slower. So second coffee was in order, warm the bones. He's got himself a Mountain House spaghetti. I'm a little jealous. But just put something warm in us. Try to make maybe 6 more miles. We're probably not going to make our goal for the day because that's what, like 8 or 9 more miles?
9, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm probably not doing that today. We're moving just under 2 miles an hour with all these river crossings, so maybe another 6 more miles and then find a place to set up camp, build a big fire, keep ourselves warm. On to Snow Lake tomorrow. Hopefully we can get there and catch the owner of Doc Campbell's there and maybe score some free food. That's kind of the hope. Beautiful. There's a big old natural arch right there. You don't see a whole lot of those. Oh, man. Oh, that was definitely the hardest river crossing. That solid rock right there, and it is slick. I was sliding all over the place, man. I don't know how I got across without falling. Jandals was like, screw that, dude. And he's gonna press on and try to find something easier to cross. Whew. That was freaking treacherous, man. I mean, it's not real deep, but when you fall in, you're getting sucked down the ways. Oh, but it's just rock like this, so it's just slick. We've been on opposite sides of the river for, I don't know, a good quarter mile, maybe longer. But it looks like his is running out. He's gonna have to find a way to cross. It looks calm up there. Hopefully it's not nearly as slippery, because that was the scariest crossing I've done. It wasn't even deep. I'm enjoying my time out here, man. This is so much more fun than the PCT was. Because the first 700 or 800 PCT was lame, boring, and flat. This is none of those. PCT did not get exciting till you hit the Sierra. And then I'm curious what it's like for those guys this year, you know, high snowpack and all that. But I've got my own worries with the San Juans coming up, so we'll see how that goes. Kind of excited to see it, but, you know, in no hurry all at the same time. Oh, Chandler's found a spot. Let's watch him wipe out on the slippery rocks. How is that one, man? Ah, it's gravel. Good for you, brother. As much as I want to watch you slip in, I don't want you to slip in. You know, it makes for great video and whatnot, but I'd feel bad seeing you all shivery and wet.
I think I'm bleeding enough.
Yeah, you still... Jan was telling you he got a war wound. He had blood running straight down his legs. You can't tell, but his legs are super bright red. That's not from sunburn. That's from tons of scratches and holes and all that all over the place. And then being frozen is making them bright red as well.
Battle wounds.
That they are. Look at these things. Holy crap. How do they form like that, man? How does that not fall down? Hi, that's one of those. Oh, what is that? Bird of prey coming in. No, that's not the same one I saw earlier. I don't know what he is. But we got to see a couple more of those Mexican Blackhawks. They do stand out. And we heard they're kind of rare. We've seen 3 so far. For the time being, we've walked out of the canyon. I don't know if we're out permanently. I kind of doubt it. We still have lots more miles of river to go, so I assume we're going to dip back into a canyon we just can't see. But who knows? River crossings are generally getting a little easier. And now we have a little more open space, so maybe we won't have to cross as often. So the pale fireball in the sky is about to leave us. So we're going to try to do another mile or 2 and then just keep our eye out for a good campsite that's out of the wind so we can build a big fire. We've gone pretty far today, like 15 miles so far. Not bad. We've done at least 50 river crossings, at least. But like I said, they are getting easier and easier. And picturesque, very picturesque. So you guys are going to get a lot more stills than you're used to getting, but this place is so beautiful, man. I can't help it. Can't stop taking pictures. Try not to stand in the river and take pictures right now. Cause I was doing that yesterday because they make for good pictures, but ooh, it's cold in the water. I don't want to linger to take a picture, so I'm taking them from the shore. They look good enough. But this is just too beautiful. So you're going to have to deal with my slideshow. Because this is just too much, man. So we made it to camp, but unfortunately I ran out of space somewhere along the way, so everything I recorded didn't record. So I went through my phone, deleted a bunch of shit, and we'll see how it goes. But we made it to a camp. We did about 20 miles today, which is further than we expected to go, but we're pretty badass, so we made it. We're going to build this fire even bigger. It's supposed to get down to freezing tonight, actually below freezing, and tomorrow's an even colder day than today, so we're probably going to die. So we're going to build this bitch up. There's nothing around to burn, so we don't have to worry about doing a forest fire or anything. Thus concludes day 17.